friends, you made it. You came back to visit me. Why don't y'all come on in, have a seat. The tea kettle's going if you want to fix yourself something to drink before you come sit down and get comfy with me. Today we're going to work on a little project. It's going to be pretty simple. Might be a little long, but it's a simple one. We are going to paint this piggy piggy bank. It's a piggy bank. And it's a double piggy. You've got one on top, you've got one on the bottom, and I just thought it would be cute as a little couple's piggy bank. There we go. He's just adorable. And we are going to add eyes to them. I can't paint eyes, but I came up with an idea for eyes, and so we're just going to paint. So just go ahead and have a seat, kick your shoes off, and are you ready to get started? Alright, so we're going to paint the top piggy, and we're going to do this all in acrylics. The top pink piggy we're going to do in a light pink, well, let me get my hand, okay. A light pink and a dark pink. His little hooves are going to be dark. We're going to dry brush some of the dark pink around the ears and on the cheeks, but mostly she's going to be light pink. And I thought for the boy piggy, we are going to do baby blue and then a turquoise for his little feet, and dry brush, you know, other little areas a little darker where we want darker. Alright, so we're going to start, I believe, let's start with the girl. Alright, and I got my paint brushes. They're ready to go. And let's see, what paintbrush do I want to use? We're going to use this one, I think. Yeah, this feels like a good one. I'll get this out of the way. I got my paper towel in my lap. Only thing I did not grab was a piece of printer paper to do a painty paper when I'm wiping my brush, but that's okay. I guess I'll do without that paper. Alright, so what we're going to do, I already ran these through my paint shaker. Michael bought me a paint shaker, so all my paints got shooken up really good. So all you're going to do, and we're going to be careful, I need to put my other eyes on, so let me get to my other eyeballs. Oops, I should have been ready. Okay, here we go. Now I can see. So we're going to paint her, all of her, and we're just going to give her all of the light pink. So we're just going to get started. We're just going to paint. And I had already, about a week ago, when I got ready to, I pulled her up and found her. Actually, she was in my stash, and I went into the room and I saw her sitting there. Well, her, I talk about her, but it was both of them. And I saw them sitting there, and I'm like, you know what? I want to paint that for Valentine's Day. I think that would be so cute. So we're going to do her. We're going to do them both. And that's all you're doing, is just going to put the paint on. One nice strokes going down. And I'm going to rinse this brush out, because I think I'm going to grab myself, let's see, I should have painted, yep. Right. I'm going to grab me a different paintbrush, a bigger one. Alright, here we go. Alright, so we're just going to re-wet that one. Put the towel right here so I can do nappies. Alright, here we go. Paintbrush. Okay, there we go. See, that's much better. Always use the paintbrush that's appropriate for the space that you're using. But if you're comfortable using a small brush, use a small brush. You know, just whatever's comfortable for you. I just wanted a bigger brush. Alright, that's all we're going to be doing, is painting her. All of her. Even we're going to do her little tail, and we're going to go over, we're going to dry brush her tail darker with the darker pink. But we want to get a nice coat on her, and you want to go one direction. I mean, if possible. There might be times you can't go one way, but and if you hear your brush scraping on the ceramic, you don't have enough paint on it, so you need to pick up more paint. And don't be afraid to use the paint, but you don't want to glop it on either. Okay. Yep. Nice, even strokes. Nice even strokes on her. Ooh. Oh, I just got all kind of carried away right here. Look at this. I wasn't even paying attention. But we're going to get that wiped off real quick. I got all over his butt, so let's wipe that butt off. Yeah, I didn't mean to do that, but I wasn't paying a lick of attention. Now with acrylic paints, you can wipe it off, but you have to be really quick about getting to it before it dries on there. Alright, now we're going to turn it this way, stick it on its nose so I can get to this corner here where they meet. Smooth that out, come down here. I'm just going to do that right here. Right, nice up on there, around the edge. A little bit more. And turn your piece. Always turn your piece, because you can see at different angles. Don't try just to paint with it in one area, one way. Always turn your piece so you can get better visual. And if you have to go a different direction to smooth things out, that's okay. You have to think about brush lines, so keep your brush lines nice and smooth. It's got dust coming out of there where I drilled out the holes, so let's turn her a little bit more. We're going to come to her little arm. Go up around that edge very carefully, because you don't want to go onto the boy. Okay. And if you can color, like in a coloring book with crayons or markers, you actually can paint ceramics, because all it is a 3D version of coloring. And always remember, it doesn't have to be perfect as long as you're having fun. If you're having fun, it doesn't have to be perfect, no matter what. If you go out of line, you go out of line. It's okay. You're still going to love it. Okay. Yep. Butt's a little dry, so we can sit her on her tail. Go. And sometimes while you're painting, there's going to be areas where you can't get to, so then you just need to go in there and take a different brush. Let me get it off there. There we go. Okay, get a different brush that will do the job. Like this one will get right nicely up in there. So we're just going to load up my brush, and we're going to get right in here and get these corners and down in this spot. That other brush will not fit. Okay, and right there. Yep. And you just keep going around. We're just gonna paint her all nice and pretty pink. Pretty and pink. Okay. Clean that up, set it to the side, pick up our other brush. We're just gonna keep on going. Get right in there. We're gonna come back around this side. Now we're coming back up to his ear, so we're going to hold off painting right there. We're going to paint this. Paint her head. Turn your piece. And you just keep going. Makes nice smooth strokes. And then once she dries, we'll look at her, and she probably is going to need another coat. So we're just going to do this part now. We're going to do her face. We're going to do her face, and then going up to her ear. Nice, even, smooth coats, strokes. Yep. Go up on this ear. Alright, we're going to do her little snout. I'm going to stick my brush in the water, and I'm going to rinse my brush out. I know you can't see it. Let's see. Here we go. All I'm doing is just kind of wetting it back down because it started feeling glumpy. Dry it off. And I'm going to give myself some more paint. Paint. There we go. Now it feels better on the bristles. Okay, we'll finish up her ear. Smooth out these little paint strokes. The water helps smooth out. Make everything even up. Go under her chin. Her nose again. Her cheek. And I do believe she is going to need an extra coat. So we're going to do like this. Get this ear. Okay. Grab her tail. Let's get the back of these ears. Then I'm going to show you something. Grab her tail. Turn her around. Alright. Get her ears. Nice smooth strokes. We're going to get this hole in here. That's where the change is going to go. Get this ear. Alright. So that was your first coat. Sometimes you just need one coat. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you need more than one coat. And I'll show you. Let me get this in here in this hole, what I'm talking about. Now this piece is very, very old. I've had it for many, many years. I don't even know where it came from. I do not think I've got this mold. I don't even know the mold name, because I pour. I have molds to pour that I can do it. So, alright. So let me show you why you're going to know you're going to need another coat. Alright. Looking on its little tail, you still can see, like, you can still see the ceramic piece through it. Okay? That tells you you don't have enough paint on her. So give her a second coat. It's either I missed a spot, or it just got too, it's just dried up so much that it absorbed all the paint. And then the second coat is going to give it a nice coverage when you go back over your second coat. Alright, so I'm going to put you on pause for a second. I'm going to set this piece in front of my heater and let the girl dry, okay? So I'll be right back. Okay, so she's dry enough that we can go ahead and go on with our second coat. And you're just going to do the second coat just like you did the first coat. Alright, just pick up your paint. And you're going to notice that when you're doing your second coat, it goes on a lot like smoother and easier. Just make it nice and smooth, nice even strokes.
In the corner of the world where the glitter never sleeps, there's a little studio where every heart piece keeps. Brushes in a jar, paint scattered on the floor. Magic in the making every time she opens up the door. Colors bloom like stories only she can tell. Every pen and every flower holds a swirling spell. Welcome to Sherry's home studio, where the sparkles shine and the love lights glow. Crafting joy with every beat of a heart, turning tiny moments into works of art. Sherry's home studio, where creativity flows. Twilight mauve skies and a table full of dreams, soft romantic backgrounds and glittery things. Every
Let's sit her down for a minute. There we go. Let's check out her backside. Alright, let's check out the backside and see how we did. Alright, that looks pretty good for now. Alright, now we're going to work on her front side. So take her. And because she's still a little damp on the back end, we're just going to kind of lean her this way. Right here. And then we're just going to work on this. Okay. Now look at her. She's starting to look really pretty. And get her little snot, her little snout. Okay. And then again, we're going to have to let her dry. And then we'll go on to do the boy before we do any highlighting. Okay. Alright. Just make sure there's a spot on that nose. In the ceramic world, when you have a spot that doesn't want to cover, we call that a hot spot. And that happens when you're cleaning your piece. Whoever cleaned this didn't have must have touched it and was holding it at that spot, and it was right there by our nose, and it doesn't want to take the paint. And it's probably from the grease from their fingers when they were holding it. Alright, this way. Smooth that out. Come over here, get up on her little feet there. Get there. Go back in here, right there. Alright. So, she is done. Now, if I wasn't going to add eyes, I would color that in, but I'm adding eyes, so we don't have to worry about filling in that spot there. Okay, so I'm going to get one more glance over and see if everything looks okay. If I've missed a spot, like right there, I've missed a spot, so we're going to pick up a paintbrush, scrape out the water, pick up some more paint, and get that spot there. That's why you turn your pieces, so you can see if you've missed a spot, if something didn't get covered. Yeah. Alright. So other than that, she looks pretty good. Alright, so now we're just going to let her sit over here in front of the heater, and we're going to let her dry. I'm going to clean up the paintbrush, get some fresh water, and I'll bring you right back. Okay, so Miss Piggy is done, so now we're going to work on Mr. Piggy. Alright, she is dry. She doesn't have any white spots showing through. She looks really good. Okay, so now we're going to start on the guy. Now, you're supposed to do the bottoms. When you paint the bottoms. Now, normally I would have painted this pink, and then I would have painted all of this blue. But I am going to put some felt on the bottom, so when it's sitting there, it won't scratch it, because there's some little sharp spots that would be real hard to get off. And so I'm going to put some felt on, so when it's sitting on your counter or your table or whatever, it won't scratch it. Alright, we're going to do the boy. I'm going to do Mr. Piggy the same way we did Mrs. Piggy. Oh, I need water in my container. I need to fill that up. I guess I'll give it some of my drinking water. A sip for me and some for my bowl. Okay. So, you still got plenty to drink? Okay, good. Alright. So, I've already washed out my brush. It's ready to go. Just dry it off a little bit. And we're going to pick up the blue. The baby blue is what we're going to do. And we're just going to paint. Paint it like we did the girl. Just go all over. It don't matter where you start. Just paint. Just makes nice, smooth, even strokes. Right? Nice, smooth, even strokes.
Is that nice, smooth, even strokes?
Nice, smooth, even. Yep. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes. Michael is sitting over there working on a 18-wheeler. The Coca-Cola one?
Yeah.
So maybe he even will give us a sneak peek of it. So, and when you come up to your line, just be careful, because you don't want to get it up on her. Yep, nice, like that. It's turning out nice so far, huh? I just thought we could do the boy. I know pigs are all pink, but since he was a boy, I wanted to make him blue, because he's a boy. And these are love pigs for Valentine's Day. They're sweethearts. Okay, let's take it, pick it up. Hold on. And bring it this way and turn it that way so you can see. Okay. Now, if you're interested in wanting to do something like this and you want to find a pig, if you need help finding one, look for a local ceramic shop, and they will, they should have a pig. If not, reach out to me and I will try to help you find one. I got on my girl, so let's wipe that off. Okay, let's go back over the edge just carefully. Alright, there we go. I have a local ceramic shop here. I'm not sure what kind of she has, and I know several other ceramic shops. And I also have a pig mold, but it's not like this. I can, back in December of 2004, I fell down some stairs, and I can't lift the heavy molds, and the Piggy mold is a heavy mold. But if I could talk Michael into helping me pour it.
2024.
When did I say?
2004.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, in December 7th of 2024 is when I fell. But I can't lift up the heavy molds anymore. So. And I really like that pig mold. He's cute. Now we're just getting up there in that corners on that where they're touching. So I'm trying not to get onto her. Okay. Now let's come over. Alright. And in the camera, you can see the brush marks like right here and right through in here. That's going to need, because it's going to need more, another coat. So this, he's going to need 2 coats too. And I really think that this piece was sitting in my stash for at least 10 years. Yep. And I'm just trying to be real careful around the edges. Okay. Rotate her. Go on this side. You think it's been about 10 years he was sitting in there, Michael?
It's been a while.
It's been a while, yep. Alright, now we're going to come up in this area here where they're in this little V area. So I'm going to get this other paint, the smaller paintbrush like this. Right off. And I'm going to pick it up and go in there because I don't want to get it everywhere. There we go. Just like that. Okay, perfect. Alright, pick up some more paint. And we're just going to kind of go around in there. Like that. Okay, here we go. Yeah, painting things like this is fun. And I know a lot of people are like, I can't do that. But you can. Like I said, if you can color in a coloring book, you can do here. Oops, too much in there. Too much there. His snout. Okay. turning. And then we just got that part left. Pick up our paint very carefully around the edges. There we go. Nice along the edge there. Okay, we need a little more paint on my palette.
In the corner of the world where the glitter never sleeps, there's a little studio where every heart piece keeps. Brushes in a jar, paint scattered on the floor, magic in the making every time she opens up the door. Colors bloom like storm.
Okay, friends, we're back. He's mostly dry. Yep, doesn't take long in front of the heater. Alright, so now we're going to give him another coat because he just needs another coat. And you can tell when it dried, you can see the whites coming through. Oh, I just got blue on her butt. Well, her leg. Let's get that off quick so it won't dry. Off my finger. Alright, crisis averted. Okay, so, but you can see the white coming through, so that's just saying that's not good coverage. You can see the blotchiness through in here, so you do need to give it another coat to give it a nice smooth finish. Okay, so let's start on that. Pick up the paintbrush and start giving him some paint. Load your brush. And just be kind of careful around your corners and your edges, because you don't want to get it all over her. Just nice, even, smooth. Yep. Make sure your brush is still got paint on it, that you're not scraping it or dragging it. I can't. There we go. All right. Pick up more paint, put it on there. Make it smooth. See? Okay. There you go. A little bit, and can you see the difference with the nice second coat going on, and it just glides on a lot easier than the first one because the piece actually does absorb the paint. I'm gonna sit her down there. A little water on my brush. Come up and around in here. Alright, so I got on her a little too much, so let's wipe. Let's use this. See if I can't get it off of there. I think that's dry. Yeah, there we go. I just got a little too much on her when I went by with my brush. Alright. Not that it would matter. Would have been okay if I'd have left it. Okay. Now, I just touched it, so let's wipe it off my hand so that I don't touch her and get it all over her. Okay, we're going to sit right there. I'm going to pick up more paint and we're just going to put it on there. So, I think in the next month or so, me and Michael are going to be working on a Volkswagen hippie bus. And I cannot wait to start that. They have a model show coming up. When is it? The one in Cartersville?
October next year.
October. And I told him, I said, we need to enter something. So we're going to do that together and enter it together. Oh, and talking about shows, you can always also check around on Facebook. There's a couple of ceramic shows in different areas. I know they have one in Dayton, Ohio. They've got some in Florida. They have one coming in Atlanta, Georgia. That's the one closest to me. We were going to go to that, but I think instead of going to that, I think Taz and Kitty Adventures is fixing to go on a little camping trip. And we're going to see about getting that going back up. That is another channel of mine and Michael's. We have a little off-road camper and we've been going off-roading and going adventuring, but because of my accident we haven't done that in a while. So over a year, but that's okay. We're gonna get back into it. It's just a matter of time. Alright, so now let me get this corner here. Smooth this down. Smooth the nose down under his chin. Let's see a little bit more right in here. Alright, so now I'm going to show you real quick the second coat. Okay. Give it a second here. Just make sure. Okay, set that here. Alright, here we go. Now, looking at the back end where he's a little more drier, you can't see the piece through the paint, so it's got a nice coverage on it now. I didn't go too bad out of the lines. The light that you see here, the lighter piece, is where the paint's still damp. Oh, I got a blob. Let me get this blob right here. Let's smooth that out. There we go. And that's why you turn your pieces and you look around to make sure that your coverage is good, you're not missing a spot, you don't have a blob. Okay. Alright, so now I'm going to take him and I'm going to sit him back in front of the heater and we're going to let him dry now. And I'll be back and then we will do some highlighting and that. Alright, I'll be right back. Friends, we are back. I've got the paint set up for our dry brushing. Now dry brushing, and if you, okay, good. Dry brushing is when you just pick up paint, you wipe it off, and then you apply it. And you're adding highlights and colors and things like that. You do not put that paintbrush in water. You keep it dry. And I need some more water. Alright, so we're going to work on her first. Alright, she has, I don't know if you can see, her little hooves are distinguished on her. So we are going to pick up the paintbrush, and I do want the pink a little bit darker, but more than dry brush. And I'll show you what I mean. So let's slide that back so I can work on this painting paper. So I am dabbing it off, but I am still going to go over it because I want a light pink on there. Not as heavy. Just like that. I'll pick up a little more, wipe it off, and go over it. Because I want her little feet to be darker. And I'm not particularly liking how that's going on there. Let me get a piece of paper, a napkin. Okay. Let's try this other one. Let's do this one. Alright. You pick up your paint, wipe most of it off, and then I'm going over because I don't want it saturated. I just want it on there, but more than dry brushed. Alright. And I'm being careful not to get it on him. Okay. Hopefully y'all can see this okay. Okay. We'll pick up from here. And we're just going to go back in there. And as soon as I'm done, I'll bring it up so you can see it a little bit closer what I'm talking about, okay? Okay. All right, so alright, you see what I mean? It's highlighting that little hoof of hers all the way around. And I'm thinking while I'm doing this, I might give her a couple of bracelets right around her little arm. Put some little pearls or something there. Give her a little bracelet. I will decorate her up. You gotta make her look pretty. Okay, so now she's got her little dark paw on that hand. So let's go on this hand. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to pick up our paint. Let me turn her around so I can get to her. We're going to pick up the paint. We're going to dab it off because I don't want it totally saturated. I just want it to highlight her. I'm just going to put it on there. And we're just going to follow that V line that's on there for her little foot. He don't have any feet. Well, he has feet, but he doesn't have these little, what is these things called, Michael, on their
Hoof.
hoof? Okay. He doesn't, it's not showing any of his hoofs. So. Okay. Alright. And you know what, people? No one says I have to stick with acrylic paints to do their highlights. You know what else I can use, Michael?
What?
You remember all those chalk paints you bought me at the ceramic show a few years ago? I can use those for highlights. They're right over there. I think I will get them and do those for the highlights. But I will show you how to dry brush, because that's nice to know. Alright. Now look at that little hoof. Okay. Get a little bit more. Little spots there. Alright. So, here we go. So now that little hoof is done. Looks like she's got mittens on, don't it? But she don't have any on this side. And I got dust on him. I'll be right back. So, what I did real quick was I jumped up and I went and grabbed the pastels. And what they are, little, I don't know what you would use them for. Paint, crafting, whatever. But I use them for highlights, and to be honest, I haven't painted in a while and I forgot I had them over there. But like this dark blue one, and you would use your dry brushes also. Same concept, you just don't get them wet. Alright. Pick it up this way, like this. Just take your brush over it. Okay. And I want to do his tail. I want to get his tail darker. And you just brush over it with it. And you just add it on there. Just like that. When you need more color, you pick it up from your brush on your pastel and you go on there. It gives it a different effect than what a paint would give. Let's see. I'm trying to put it where you can see too. Just pick it up and put it on there. Because I wanted his tail darker. Just like that. Give it a little blow, get all the dust off. The harder you push, the darker it will get. So when you push real hard, it'll get darker. Okay, let's go on this side. Get under it. Alright, see? Now his tail is darker. Alright. And what I'll do is I'll show you. Let's get a different paintbrush. Now, to do dry brushing with a paint, let's do her tail. Alright, you pick it up, same concept, pick it up, but you wipe it off on something. You get most of that paint off, and then you do the same thing, and you just go over. Okay, hold on, there we go. Can you see that? And you're just going over. When you pick up your paint, you blop it off. Get as much of it off your brush as you can, and then you go over your piece. Okay, pick up, wipe off, go over your piece. Just like that. Okay. Pick up and then wipe off. And you can see that had too much paint, so you just kind of wipe it off. Alright. And there you go. Now there is a difference. It's a different look from acrylic paint and using pastels. And you actually could do both. Okay, so here she is. That's her tail. Let's find the camera. There, that's her tail. And then that's his tail. See? And I think they both look okay. And you never wet your brush in water when you're dry brushing. They're supposed to stay dry. Okay? So, yep. Even when you're using pastels, you just wipe them. Get your paper towel or tissue or paper here, and you just wipe off. Okay? Let's see. I'm not a fan of that tail. Let me find a pink. Here's another one. Alright, I've got four sets of these. So let's go into this dark one here. Most of the time you can just leave them in there and pick up the thing. We're going to go over with on this. We're going to highlight it even more with this. Okay. And you can do mixed media when you're doing stuff like this. There is nothing stopping you. If you have colored pencils and you want to put colored pencils on your piece to maybe do an outline in black, you can do that. That's not, there are no right or wrong reason, no right or wrong ways when doing art. Yep. You are the master of your art. Alright, so there's that. Okay, we're going to wipe off this blue, off this pink off of here. Set this to the side. Alright, now we want to go back. Dust on his nose again. Let me stick that up in there because I keep getting the dust. Alright, I want to do his nose, okay? I want to make highlight his little snout. Do I want to use those paint or do I want to use my pastels since I pulled them out? You know what, folks? I did do the paint, but I think I want to use my pastels since I got them pulled out. Alright. I think I like... Well, since we did his tail dark, let's go back to the dark. So swap boxes. Set it here. I'm going to use this cobalt blue. Bring it over here. We're going to use that. And we're just going to go over his nose like this. I'm going to go in his nostril like this. Okay. So what do you think so far? So far okay? Alright. We're gonna do his, get in his ears. Just kind of just go around his ears. We just want to highlight it up some. And I'm really liking the way these pastels are looking on his ears, and I think that was a good idea. Thanks for making me remember I had them. I forgot about them. That's nice here. Put that off there. And using something like this, you also can do the corners, like the edges, like here. You can highlight those better. Like that. See? What do you think? You like that? How's that like? You like thinking? What do you think? One nice ear? Let's come behind it. Let's give him some more little depth between on this ear. Now the show for Atlanta is coming up February 13th and the 14th, and if I was going, I probably would have entered these guys in the competition, because they do offer competitions. You know, they have little classes. So what do you think? I think that looks good. Alright, he's got a little bitty tidbit of the ear sticking out here because she's laying on it, so we're going to get that too. Okay, just like that. Alright, I like that. I got a little bit on the side here, so let's grab a Q-tip real quick and get that off of there. Okay, alright, so there's his little highlights, which is looking good. Alright, now we're going to put that away. I'm going to set this to the side. And we're going to pull out the other one. We're going to do her highlights now. Let's wipe my brush off. Okay. And I'm just wiping it in a towel, just like this. Just wiping it off. I'm not doing anything other than that. Alright, with her, we are going to pick up this dark pink, Let's get it over here in the picture. Pick up this dark pink, and we are going to do her nostrils. I'm going to do her nostrils. Let's see if I can lean it down a little bit more. Now, if you want to, and you're bored with this, you can always fast forward. This does take some time when you're doing these. Okay, there we go on that. Alright, she's got eyelids, he does not, but we're going to go ahead and highlight her eyelids right here. These little eyelids. Alright, let's see. I need where you can see and where I can see. And there. Okay. We're going to take the same dark pink because that's what we're working with. We're just going to give her like she's wearing makeup. Okay. Look at that. Don't she look pretty already? She's all getting beautified for her guy. Okay. Look at her. That's why you turn your pieces, because she needs some up here where I missed. So that's why you turn your pieces, so you can see what different angles, different sections. Oops, I'm out of shot. Let me get back in there. Okay, there we go. Now she's got her little eyes, her little eyes, her little nose. Okay. Now, I want a little bit more on there. So I just want a little bit more. A little bit more on there. And a little darker. All right. Yep, liking that. Okay, I'm thinking about his snout. I want to lighten it up a little bit. We got some light blue here. Let me do something real quick here. We're going to move this paint palette out of the way so you can see my paint box here. Alright, so I want to lighten up, there we go. I want to lighten up his nose because I think it's too dark. So we're going to get in with the light. Let's see if that works. Well, hold on, I need to scrape it. There we go. I'm going to lighten up that nose a bit, I think. Yeah. Oh, you can't really tell. Well, let's go back to the paint palette. Let's get a different brush. Let's get this one here we used a minute ago. Okay, we're going to pick up this blue. We're going to wipe it off on my paper. Over his nose. because I want his nose a little lighter. Then I think I'll come back in with this, pick that up, and go over it again. There we go. That's not looking bad. Oh, there you go. His nose is a little lighter. See? Let's see what we can do with her nose. I think her nose is going to be okay. Yeah, I think her nose is fine. Alright, so from there, we still got to do her ears. And we got to do their eyeballs. Okay, so let's wipe my brush off. Okay. Let's go on to the eyeballs. Now, I can do it one of two ways. I can use white paint that's sitting over here in the spinner. Okay. I could do the white paint, or I do have the white pastel. So let's try the white. Let's see how this works. Let's do the boy first. Well, you can see it, but not very well, so we might need to do the white paint. Michael, do you have a solid white paint over there?
I'm sure I do.
May I borrow it? The one I have is an oyster white, and it shows to be glossy, and I don't want it.
You want a flat?
Yeah, I think I want a flat. If not, I'll use this glossy one. Our eyes are glossy anyway, so. Put that down. Let's bring the paint palette back. Alright.
So matte.
A matte, okay. Thank you. Let's see which one. Alright, here we go. Give it a squirt. Alright, let's see what we want to do. So we put the oyster out and we put his gloss out. Let's pick up a regular paintbrush, because you cannot tell with the pastel on there. Pick this up, and now we're just going to paint their eyes. Just paint their eyes. Yep. And this is probably going to take 2 coats. Okay. Yep. And then this one. But I'm cheating with the rest of the eye. I have not mastered painting eyes. That is one of the hardest things to paint, is an eye. But I was sitting here the other day when I pulled them out to get them ready to do to paint them, and I remembered, I was sitting here and I'm like, how am I going to do these eyes? How am I going to do these eyes? And I looked up, and on the top shelf over here, on one of my shelves, I have a, this is going to sound crazy, I have a box of eyes. I have all kinds of eyes. And I'm like, I will just do one of those eyes, which is going to look nice. Okay, so we're just going to do this. Alright, so there's his eye. He is going to need a second coat. And I did go out of line. So we're going to clean up that mess right here because I went out of line. Let's get it off again. Touch that spot right there. Okay. Oh, I didn't go out of line. It's supposed to be there. Okay, well, we'll put it back. Alright, so we'll let that dry and I'll give it another coat. Now we're going to go to the girl. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to color her eyes. And then when she's all the way done being painted and everything is almost done, I'm going to put their eyes in. Okay. Yep. Like I said, just always turn your pieces so that you see different angles, see different sides. Alright, there we go on that one. We're going to do this one here. And by the time I get done with this eye, his eyes are going to be ready to go again. So. Turn your piece where you can see. Okay, so there's that. Not perfect. Doesn't look really good yet. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on pause and I'm going to repaint. I'm going to do the second coat on those eyes, okay? So just, I'll be right back with you. Okay, so I got the eyes painted. Did that off camera, and while I was off camera, I touched up his nose, made it darker. Didn't think you needed to sit through and watch that. So I fixed up his nose. I fixed up her nose, made her nose a little darker, and darkened her eyelids a little bit, and went around the inside of the outside of the eyes and gave that some highlights. See, just a little bit. But wanted to come back and work some more with you. I want to give some highlights to the insides of these ears here, and we're still going to use the pastels because I do like the way that looks. And I'm just going to go right in the cracks, just like this. Right around the edges in those ears. Okay. And on this side, just going to go through there. Go up in that ear. Just like that. And over here. Okay. We're just going to highlight up in there. Going to highlight a little bit here. Wherever you think a little highlight would go good, well, that's where we're going to highlight. Come down around the corners. Come over on this ear. I'm going to get right here. You can use your fingers on these things too. Add highlights wherever you feel like a spot needs it. That's where you can add it. I'm just trying to emphasize the edges and lightly going over with the brush to get down in those crevices here. Just like this. With my finger. Like that. Go around here. Okay. Get right here with the brush because my finger don't go there. See what you think. Highlight her ear. Doink. There it is. There's the ear. Now you can't see the difference but on the camera, but I can on here. Alright, so we're going to go back on work on this ear. I'm going to highlight it. I'll just use my finger. I'll use the brush to get into the crevices, because my finger won't go in the crevices. You want heavier, you just rub heavier. Like that. Like this. Okay. Ooh. About dropped her. And like that. Okay, let's pick up my brush, and I'm going to hit the crevices in there where my finger won't go. Just like so. Okay, that did that. Let's get the front a little bit. Right here and here. Alright, so now that's got her ears. I want to go back in this crevice here a little bit more. And in this one a little bit more. Like this. Alright, so that's what we're doing with her so far. What do you think? Right, and there's him. There's his face. Okay. So far, so good. Oh, I got blue on him. Blue on her. Okay, that's cool. Alright, now we're going to give her, let's give her some little rosy cheeks. Want to? Let me get her where you can see her. Down to the right. There we go. Okay, we're going to use the finger method. Okay. A little rosy cheek here. And a little rosy cheek here. Oh yeah, that's cute. Little rosy cheeks. Okay. And then we're going to take the pink and go over it a little bit. Make it a little more rosier. And on this side too. Get those little dumplings. There we go. Now, I'll wipe my finger off before I touch anything else. And now she's got rosy cheeks. Little rosy dumplings. Now, if I did have colored pencils, which I don't have colored pencils, in all this whole craft supply room, I do not have any colored pencils. If I had a colored pencil, I would do her lips with a colored pencil. I do not have colored pencils. So, let's see what we're going to do with the face, the mouth. Okay. What can I use? Let's get this paintbrush here. And we want the paint. We're going to do the paint. Move that to the side. Push that back there. Alright, now we're going to paint her mouth. This will go on in here. Very carefully. Paint her lips. Okay. Painted her lips. Now I have to get her at a different angle and refine it a little bit. There we go. Smooth it out. There we go. It's got a little bump here. There we go. Okay. I think Michael's about ready to go up to the house and watch his football game.
No, not this one. What time is it?
I don't know.
Just done.
Okay. What are you starting next? Alright, so mouth is done. Mouth is done. There you go. She looks cute. Alright, now we need to do his. So let's wipe the paintbrush. Wipe it off. Pick up some of the paint. Okay, let's do the paint. Let's do his mouth. Let's slide this in here. Now his mouth is done. There's his mouth. He needs some cheekies too. Let's get some cheekies for him. Pick it up. Well, let's do it. Let's set this to the side, get that out of the way. We're going to give him some cheekies too. Right there and right there. But instead of doing red like her, we're going to give him a little pink here. Here. And pink here. Like so. Oh yeah. Put it in. Get this one in. And then we're going to go to the dark blue that we've been using. Pick up some of that and then give him some with the red and pink undertones. There we go. Give him some cheekies. Yeah. Alright, so there we go. His little face. There we go. There, face. I think it looks good. Alright. And I think I'm going to go ahead and go off camera and I'm going to add more highlights, but you get the idea on how to do the highlights, but I'm going to do it off camera because there's no need for you to sit there and watch me do all that. And I will bring you back when it's time to we'll start bejeweling them and getting the eyes in, and then I'll let you see how it looks. Alright, but I'm just going to go ahead and just do some highlights all through her and him, finish up some highlights, and I'll be right back. Hey everybody, welcome back to the studio. I've got her finished. I didn't think you needed to sit there and watch me do all the detailed work. The video was going to be long enough with me painting her. But here she is. I got her done. Well, I got them both done, but I added the eyes, added her some eyelashes. I gave her a pretty bracelet. There's part of her necklace. And there's the rest of her necklace. I gave her little bows in her hair. Well, on her ears. So this is it. There's the initials to the people that they're going to. Right there. And there is he. Now, I thought about giving him a tie to go right about here, but it would look kind of funny. I don't have a way of securing it, and I can't go all the way around. It just would look weird. So, but he doesn't get too much because he's a boy, and boys don't normally dress up. I could give him a stud in his ear, make him a stud muffin then. But that's him. There's his cute little tail. But yeah, that's that. There she is. And I haven't decided on earrings, but right there and there. But I think if I give it earrings, I think it might be too much. So sometimes less is more. But it turned out really cute, I think. I hope the people who's getting it really will like it. But yeah, it's really fun. But she got finished. Yep. I think she turned out cute.